What started as a warm, sisterly reunion between two daytime TV favorites turned into one of the most shocking live moments of the season when Jeannie Mai abruptly walked off the Sherri Shepherd show following a heated on-air exchange that left both audiences and production staff stunned. The emotional confrontation, reportedly sparked by questions about Jeannie's personal life and recent divorce, escalated so quickly that producers were forced to cut to an unscheduled commercial break as Jeannie left the stage mid-segment. At first, the episode had all the makings of an uplifting chat. Jeannie Mai, the Emmy-winning host and fashion personality beloved for her candor and humor, joined Sherri Shepherd to promote her new lifestyle venture and discuss empowerment after adversity. The two had shared daytime stages before, with Sherri often praising Jeannie's authenticity and resilience. "Girl, it's so good to see you glowing again," Sherri said at the start of the interview, prompting cheers from the studio audience. Jeannie smiled brightly, replying, "It's been a year of rebuilding, rediscovering, and reminding myself who I am." The conversation began lightheartedly, with talk of fashion, motherhood, and Jeannie's time on the reel. However, the tone shifted dramatically when Sherri pivoted toward Jeannie's personal life, specifically, her recent split from rapper Jeezy. "A lot of people were surprised when the news broke," Sherri said gently. "You two looked like such a strong couple. What happened?" Jeannie paused, visibly taken aback by the directness. "Sherri, I came here to talk about new beginnings, not old wounds," she said softly but firmly. The audience reacted with a mix of gasps and murmurs. Sensing the tension, Sherri tried to lighten the mood. "I get that, but you know how our viewers are, they're rooting for you. They want to understand your journey." Jeannie took a deep breath. "My journey doesn't need to be dissected for entertainment," she replied. "Some things deserve to be healed in private." Sherri nodded sympathetically but pressed again, "Of course, but don't you think being open about heartbreak can actually help women watching who are going through the same thing?" That question seemed to hit a nerve. "There's a difference between being open and being exposed," Jeannie said sharply. "I've shared what I want to share. The rest is between me and my peace." The audience fell silent. Sherri, clearly trying to recover, smiled and said, "You know I love you, sis. I just think people see you as a role model, and transparency is your superpower." Jeannie replied, "Transparency doesn't mean giving strangers a front row seat to your pain." At that point, the tension was palpable. According to production insiders, the crew began exchanging uneasy glances as the energy in the room dropped. Sherri, perhaps sensing the awkwardness, tried to pivot by saying, okay, let's talk about your next chapter then. What did you learn from all that?" But Jeannie's demeanor had changed entirely. "What I learned," she said slowly, "is that even women you think have your back sometimes use your story for ratings." The audience audibly gasped as Sherri's eyes widened. "Wait, are you saying I'm doing that?" she asked, half laughing, half defensive. Jeannie looked her straight in the eye. "I'm saying I came here to celebrate my work and my growth. I didn't expect my pain to be your talking point." The tension broke into audible discomfort from the crowd. Whoops, murmurs, and nervous laughter rippled through the audience. Sherri, ever the comedian, tried to diffuse it with a smile. "Jeannie, come on, you know I got nothing but love for you. You've been through a lot, and I respect it. But we keep it real here." Jeannie leaned forward, her tone sharp but calm. "Keeping it real doesn't mean crossing boundaries. There's a fine line between real and rude." According to a source close to production, that was the moment the producers signaled for a quick wrap-up. But before Sherri could move the conversation along, Jeannie unhooked her microphone and stood up. "I think we're done here," she said quietly. Sherri, still seated, said, "Jeannie, wait, come on, don't do this." But Jeannie shook her head. "I love you, Sherri, but this isn't the kind of energy I need right now." The audience gasped as Jeannie walked off stage. Sherri appeared stunned for a moment before turning toward the camera. "All right, y'all, we're gonna take a quick break," she said, forcing a smile. "We'll be right back." Behind the scenes, chaos erupted. One crew member later told Entertainment Weekly, "Nobody knew what to do. The whole thing felt real, not staged." Sherri looked heartbroken, and Jeannie was clearly upset. According to insiders, producers met with both parties afterward, but Jeannie declined to return for the remainder of the show. By the afternoon, clips of the confrontation flooded social media. Hashtags like hashtag Jeannie Mai walks off, hashtag Sherri show drama, and hashtag Jeannie vs Sherri trended across X, Instagram, and TikTok. Fans were divided. Some defended Jeannie for setting boundaries, while others accused her of overreacting to a standard talk show question. "She's protecting her peace, and I respect that," one fan wrote. Another countered, "If you agree to go on a daytime show, you should expect tough questions. Sherri didn't do anything wrong." Sherri addressed the incident on her show the next day. "Jeannie is my friend," she said emotionally. "Sometimes conversations get uncomfortable. That's what happens when you care about somebody and you're trying to understand their story. I wish her nothing but love." Jeannie, meanwhile, posted a cryptic message on Instagram hours after the episode aired. "Silence is still a response. Protect your peace." The post received hundreds of thousands of likes within minutes, with celebrities and fans commenting messages of support. Industry insiders say the episode boosted Sherri's ratings dramatically, but left both women feeling bruised. "They have a real relationship, not just a TV friendship," one producer revealed. "It wasn't fake. It was raw emotion on both sides." Entertainment analysts have since debated whether the confrontation was a symptom of the blurred line between vulnerability and exploitation in modern talk shows. "Viewers want intimacy," one expert said, "but sometimes hosts forget that authenticity doesn't mean demanding confession." For Jeannie Mai, the walk-off may mark a turning point. Sources close to her say she plans to focus on her brand and motherhood rather than daytime appearances for the time being. "Jeannie's in a new chapter," one insider shared. "She's not angry, she's just done letting people define her healing for her." For Sherri Shepherd, the moment will likely go down as one of her show's most talked about episodes, a reminder that live television can still deliver unscripted, unpredictable human moments. As one viewer wrote online, "That wasn't drama. That was two real women trying to draw lines in a world that doesn't like boundaries."